In the meantime, we've got a guest.
We do.
We love having guests. We love having people on live. We love making them get up early. We have Tara Kennedy here from Window Modes. Tara, tell us what Window Modes is.
Hi, thank you guys so much for having me this morning. Yes, absolutely. Of course, my favorite topic. So, Window Modes is a dealer-based wholesale fabricator of window treatments. We carry a line of roller shades from manual to motorized with several choices of fabrics and hardware. Now we have our fabrication center where all the magic happens up near the Catskills in Durham, New York. And our main corporate office is in Westchester County, about 50 miles north of New York City.
Very cool. So you guys introduced something brand new. I think it was at CEDIA Expo.
We sure did.
This is kind of a collaboration between you and another company. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I would love to. So CEDIA was fantastic. We didn't know what to expect. We were just launching this new product that we have. We're a distributor for blind space rather. It's a concealment system. The show itself was fantastic. Again, we didn't know what to expect. We were kind of late to getting a booth, so we were far back in the back end. Everybody found us, including you guys, and it was a great show. So let me tell you a little bit about the concealment system.
Sure.
So we like to share space that the AV companies like too, which is in the ceiling. We'll start with the 4x4 and the 5x5, the standard boxes. That's going to hold your roller shade, and that's going to hold it within the ceiling. That box itself, it's kind of hard for me to show you it right here live on camera, but I'm going to do the best I can. This is going to be in the ceiling. Now you have your roller shade, which is going to be housed right here.
Okay.
The definite unique part of this is that it has flanges on the side. It has a flange on either your right, your left, both or none, up to you. And you're also going to have your cover. The cover itself has this great, we call it the magic blue clip, which can hold on either the left or the right side, depending on if you are the way that your roller is going to roll through. If you have a blackout, it's going to roll over. The regular, solar and screen is going to roll under. So the flange is kind of the key there because you're going to muddy that into the ceiling. You're not going to have any cracks or any issues.
So you just you covered the benefits from a product standpoint, but what are some of the why? I mean, this just seems almost too simple for integrators to get involved, but at the same time, it's a segment of the market that I think a lot of them tend to shy away from because they look at the interior design, the entire designer or anyone who's involved in interior design as being the driver with that. But you're offering an interesting opportunity both in the high-end residential and in the commercial space, right?
Correct. Yeah, and listen, it's a great talk. You're going to plan ahead. And again, this is dealer based. Our dealers are going to be AV because when you guys are out there and you're planning out your whole sound system, your lighting, you're going to want to make sure that you integrate the boxes in as well. What I showed you was our standard line. We also have custom. And again, there are homeowners that want to have that dual role. They want to have the blackout and the screen. To talk about environment and in your home, keeping your home cool, you want to make sure that you have that screen during the day. And then for those folks at night that need that complete blackout, it's really important. So something to definitely think about. As far as the boxes are concerned, we see it more in modern homes. Again, it's going to be your initial build. That's where you're going to put this in. I know we're going to get to that, but it's also, these architects, they're going to need, which we provide the CAD drawings. You're going to need to know how much space you have in the ceiling. And that's what we help you plan out. We help you find those solutions.
Why do you think it's important for like AV to be, involved first in this type of product?
And depending again, if there's anything out there, it's so amazing what you have as a homeowner that's open to you now. It used to be years ago, motorized shades were incredible 15, 20 years ago. If you had a little remote and you could put on a show, so to say, when everybody came over. Now there's just the world is your oyster.
Yeah.
Every motor we have basically has a hub. So again, it's just there's so much that's open to that homeowner. But yeah, I mean, you really need to plan that out. We do. AV companies are our dealers as well. We sit and we plan out, what are you going to be doing with lighting? How much room do you need in the ceiling, to run your wires? Here's what the homeowner is looking for. The homeowner may have an odd shaped window. Maybe they have an A-frame house in the Catskills in Vermont. They're going to need a little bit more room with us. They're going to need our custom boxes.
So what trends are you seeing when it comes to automated window treatments? I know you kind of mentioned a few, and how is Window Modes kind of adapting to those changes and trends that we're kind of seeing in the market?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm probably going to be a little bit repetitive, but it's a great question. Again, every motor that you have for your roller shades, for your window treatment has a hub. So again, years past, the homeowner really didn't have the option to have that, the everyday homeowner, I should say, to have that smart home. It depends. I mean, you can have an extremely elaborate one. It depends on how far you want to go and what makes sense to you. Some of the homeowners do say, listen, I want to do a step above a remote. I really just want to have it on my phone. I travel. I'd like to know that I can have, a sun setting feature, or, for somebody that just wants to set it once and not have to worry about it again, that's too much. Really, again, a cliche, but the world is your oyster. I mean, we're there to help you solve your problems. I mean, again, we are dealer based, so our clients are our dealers, but we're really there to help them solve a problem.
Awesome.
All right. Well, check them out. Check your company out at windowmodes.com. A lot of resources. You also have your own YouTube presence where you're doing a lot of education and how-tos and things like that. So check that out at youtube.com/windowmodes. And we really appreciate you being on here, Tara. What's interesting is I think some of the people watching this may think this was an ad. This was not an ad. This is just us getting to learn a new segment of the market.
Yes.
And we do this because we want you to see these opportunities that are differentiated out there. The thing about window treatments in general is that because they have to be planned so far ahead of time, you get in on the job a little bit earlier than traditional AV gets in.
Yeah.
So when you start doing some of these things like that, it allows you to have a different relationship with the contractor and even the building owner in the case of commercial, and certainly in the homeowner in the case of residential. So we really appreciate you coming on here and sharing the information with us. And have a great day, Tara. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. One last thing, we're going to be at IWCE in Florida in April. So come join our booth 104.
Yeah, check them out.
All right. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you having me on.
Of course. Thank you.
We'll see.